Whom do I bring? So who is we? It's me, Anja Zimmer. I'm a lawyer and wine journalist. I founded A2 Wine and Things, a communication, marketing, and event agency, and we curated the program of this stage. So, and with me is Alex Beckett from Mintel. Mintel is a great company. A small advertising. I've been on their stand once, and they have things where you can kind of imagine products and see how they would look like and how the competition is. So I really like that. But back to Alex. He has 15 years of experience in the soft drinks and non-alcoholic beverage industry, and he is a journalist and teacher, as very far away background. That's why he's doing a lot of storytelling as well. So I wish you a very interesting time. The floor is yours.
Excellent. Thanks for the intro. Hi, everybody. My name's Alex Beckett, and I come from Mintel. Mintel is the world's leading market intelligence agency. I'm here today as a bit of a spy, a double agent, because I spend most of my life telling soft drink multinationals how to take share from all of this. Soft drinks world is looking to inspiration from the alcohol world. Anya asked me to come along today and to give you guys a few ideas about what you can learn from what's going well with soft drinks. And there's quite a lot, but I've only got 24 minutes, 30 seconds to do it. So find me afterwards if I don't get through everything. Taking a step back, a bit of context. At the moment, all of our data suggests that consumers want solutions in their day-to-day lives. 66% of German adults would like to improve their ability to cope with living in times of constant uncertainty. It's pretty similar right across the world. You've only got to look at the news. Yeah, no surprise. This relates to soft drinks because soft drinks in innovation, they are offering an increasing amount of diverse little solutions that taste good and are relatively affordable. Soft drinks are making it easier for people to get their vitamins, to discover new flavors and get the joy from that, to look after our digestion and our microbiome, but also to feel like you are helping to save the planet. Feel in italics there, by the way. To stay productive, to stay energized, and also, interestingly, to express your political beliefs. I'll come to that. But more importantly for today, soft drinks are making it easier for consumers to not drink alcohol. They are the preferred alcohol alternatives, okay? Now, we know there's a lot of revenue success with no low alcohol, zero alcohol beer, but look at this, folks. 67% of UK soft drink users say they would rather have a soft drink as an alternative to an alcohol drink than a no low alcohol version, jumping to 73% of the core 16 to 34-year-old group. So it makes sense, therefore, for us to look at what's going on in soft drinks. What are those successes? What do you need to know in the alcohol world? Increasingly, the lines of innovation with the sober curious kind of trend and moderation. A lot of the beer guys are extending into soft drinks. Can you tell the difference between a San Pellegrino and a Peroni 0.0? It's getting increasingly difficult. I think this is a really symbolic launch. Only recently, the vineyard, the winemaker, Vignoble, excuse my pronunciation, I'm a soft drinks guy, not a wine guy, Vignoble La Moule Merlot Cola. It's a cola made from Merlot grapes. Genius. Doing a lot of social media on that. This encapsulates the blurring, the interweaving of this kind of innovation we're seeing. So what I think you guys can learn from soft drinks particularly is around wellness, around flavors and packaging. Let's crack on. First of all, with flavor. Did you know that flavor is the main deterrent to drinking alcohol? Not health, not just affordability, but flavor. That's the main problem, especially among young people, right? 39%. 31% say it's because to improve their long-term health. That's why BuzzBalls is doing so well. And we've seen this massive, massive boom in flavored RTDs. A lot of fruit flavors coming in. They taste damn good. Over the past 10 years, the flavor ingredients companies have developed new flavors that taste very authentic, and they're just booming. Look at Buzzballs. I mean, it's a runaway success story. They know this stat, all right? They know this is the truth. Meanwhile, in soft drinks, most of my time day to day is telling the big guys what is coming next with flavor, because flavor is a real battleground in soft drinks. You see big energy drink companies like Red Bull and Celsius taking each other on in a war of words on social media about who's got the original peach flavor, okay? This was all about 2019, these peach flavors. Last year, Smirnoff launched Miami Peach. So my point is, look to soft drinks for a lot of these future flavor trends that are coming through. Soft drinks are being very canny, very strategic. They know that people want less sweet flavors from their alcohol alternatives. Carbonated soft drinks like colas, lemonades, orangeades, carbonated soft drinks that are less sweet are more appealing as an alternative to alcohol than regular versions, say 53% of German CSD users. So that's why a lot of these successful alternatives are coming in with less sweet flavors, like margarita, but they're packing in something better for you as well. Margarita with vitamins. This is another soft drink brand. Bottled water, guys, Icelandic Glacial. They got tasting notes. They're borrowing tasting notes from the wine world, but they're also 0 calorie. Bativo, fast-growing alcohol alternative brand, no booze in there, but very alcohol-style branding, bittersweet, but fermented as well. So they've got that fermentation wellness appeal. So less sweet flavors, add a little bit of health, that's competition. We ask French consumers, what do you want from an RTD alcoholic drink? And you can see, particularly among 18 to 34s, an exotic flavor is so popular right now. Exotic flavors among all Gen Zs across Europe are really popular. Traditionally, exotic has meant tropical. All things pineapple, mango, semi-sweet, really booming flavors, okay? And in soft drinks, what we're seeing right now is big success with tropical flavors that have got a little bit of unsweetness to them. So a little bit of spice, a bit of ginger, a bit of heat, a bit of chili. They're doing that to stand out in a very competitive fixture. They also want to distance themselves from real obvious sugary sweetness. They wanted something a bit more interesting and memorable. This is one of the most successful launches in the States last year. It's a mango juice, and they've added in a load of Mexican lime and chili flavor as well. My God, that is good. Really hit the spot with Gen Z. Watch out for tea coming through in a big way. Consumers are enjoying the bitterness of cold tea, whether that's matcha or green tea, as a kind of alcohol replacement flavor in soft drinks. Look at that, 57% of 16 to 34s in the UK say that cold tea drinks feel like a closer replacement for alcohol than other soft drinks to me. So we're seeing more brands coming through using this, using that tea element. So I think you need to be prepared for that coming through in more of these alternatives. And we're definitely seeing more soft drinks using tea for that unsweetness and those kind of natural associations with wellness. This is a big thing right now. Drinks that offer escapism are so popular. They're only going to be more in demand. We can't travel to foreign destinations as much as we want to because we can't afford it, but also because of everything that's going on in the news, right? In the States, in the US, 58% of US holiday makers say their government actions make them feel less comfortable traveling abroad. 63% of German travelers say global conflicts have an influence on my holiday plans. 63%. And then nearly half of all UK adults say climate change will make the UK a better option for holidays in future. There is frustration among consumers. They want to experience these far-off destinations, but they can't. Therefore, here comes the transportive elements, the transcendent elements of that aroma of your drink that whisks them away and makes them think they're experiencing that far-off destination. Soft drinks are doing that. They're borrowing from wine and your tasting notes and saying, imagine you're in this vineyard or this, wherever the whiskey's made. Transportive elements. But increasingly as well, young people's flavor palettes, what they're used to tasting, is being widened because of the expansion of Asian grocery stores in Europe and the US as well. Gen Alpha, young kids, teenagers are experiencing flavors like never before because of the expansion of Korean stores, Chinese stores, Asian stores, where there are so many more exotic soft drinks than you can get at a Carrefour or a Tesco. So beware of this, escapism. I think for us here, we need to think about this with alcohol. 28% of US 21 to 44s say globally inspired flavored alcohol beverage options excite me. These consumers want this sort of connection with these far-off exotic destinations they can't get to. The point is, what is that destination? Seen a lot happening from what I can see with spritzes, with a lot of Italian Aperol, all of that being really on trend. In soft drinks, it's all Asia. It's all Asian at the moment. It's all been K-pop, Korean, and Japanese. Really fast expansion for Kelly Love's Korean brand in soft drinks. So think about that for your RTDs. In the States, we know their RTD alcohol industry is absolutely booming with a lot of Japanese players coming in and Japanese flavors. That happened with soft drinks a while ago. We saw Japan coming, and now it's coming through into alcohol as well. So my point is, look to soft drinks for future exotic flavor trends. That was flavor. Now we're on to wellness. There's a wellness boom in soft drinks. You know, it's just phenomenal how soft drinks companies like Coca-Cola and PepsiCo are trying to innovate around wellness and better for you recipes. Globally, the share of soft drink launches with an added vitamin and mineral claim has doubled over the past decade. Everything's got vitamins and minerals packed in it now. In Europe, the share of carbonated soft drink launches with sugar-free claims has doubled over this period. And this sums it up, right, this stat. I would rather drink a soft drink with health benefits than take a vitamin supplement, like a capsule or tablet, offering the same benefits, say, over half of UK soft drink users. That's why we're seeing more soft drinks promising you absolutely everything. All the vitamins you need, the minerals you need, the electrolytes, the gut health, everything. Secretly, between you and me, people are getting overwhelmed by this. For every trend, there is a counter trend. And people are suspicious of this now. Now, my question to you is, what can alcohol do about this? With this just overwhelm. People are just, everything's zero sugar, there's packed in with vitamins. What is the counter trend of that? Will we see a return to some element of indulgence and pleasure? And what does that mean for alcohol? GLP-1s, I've only got a few seconds to touch on this, but my God, GLP-1 weight loss drugs, obviously one of the biggest game changers in food and drink there is. This affects everything. Soft drinks are moving really fast in the States on this. They're having to. And what we're seeing is more soft drinks coming along, targeting weight loss drug users with innovations like No Worries here, where it's zero sugar, but less sweet flavors, because we know people who are taking these medications don't want those sweet flavors. Added protein and fiber, because they're at risk of malnutrition, because they're not eating properly. Smaller formats, because when you take these drugs, you don't want too much in your stomach. And zero carbonation, same reason. So, for ProWein, for you guys, I think there's lessons here. Keep looking at soft drinks and how they're adapting to this weight loss drug taking audience, because they're like the guinea pigs for you in this big experiment, okay? Just a reminder, what's the main reason why people drink more wine, drinking wine? It's relaxation. Oh, I was going to cross them, but I'm not. Right, so in the US right now, 51% of American wine drinkers drank the same amount of wine in 2025 as they did in 2024. But 22% actually drank more in 2025 than 24. But that jumps to 36% of 22 to 20 of 44s. That's a jump. Why did they drink more? Yeah, mainly to relax. I just think that's really interesting. Now, I know, disclaimer, full legal regulation, right, Anya? Alcohol can't make any kind of relaxation claims. That's strictly off limits. Same with soft drinks, though. Soft drinks can't make relaxation claims either. They can use ingredients in their products that are associated with relaxation. They can use magnesium, what have you. But so many soft drink brands are offering or promising relaxation benefits. Now, Trip actually has done really well because they're using a right number of ingredients and they're doing well with it. But too many soft drinks are struggling and becoming delisted from stores because consumers don't get that relaxation element. Food and drink brands linking themselves to mental well-being feels like a marketing gimmick, say 59% of British adults. With this relaxation boom, there's a lot of profiteering going on, with people pretending to offer It's 0.0001% ashwagandha extract. That's going to do nothing to relax you, but it's enough to put it on the packaging. So beware of that kickback. I think disappointment with this trace extract botanicals could prompt consumer reappraisal of alcohol's relaxation quality. Controversial. Right. There's also big consumer concern around sweeteners, and that's always been the way, around sugar. But we're seeing now, over the past year, a big return in popularity of craft sodas. Right, bear with me. So brands like this, where they talk about, yeah, we've got 100% pure cane sugar found in a supermarket in Stuttgart. These American craft soda brands coming over here. 53% of UK 16 to 34s say soft drinks containing artificial sweeteners are less healthy than those containing sugar. Right, 5 years ago, that is not the case. Sugar has always been the bad guy. Always the bad guy over the past 20 years or so. Now, people are so suspicious of aspartame, of acesulfame K, and these artificial synthetic sweeteners, they're starting to think, well, hang on, sugar. At least we kind of know what it is. Better the devil you know. That stat is making soft drink giants go, what the F? So, my signal to you, I think my point to you is consumers are associating naturalness. It's about naturalness. What can you do to talk more about naturalness? Your stuff doesn't contain acesulfame K or aspartame. How are you going to leverage this and capitalize on it? Another interesting finding, ultra processing. Everyone's anti-artificials and that sort of thing. Did you know that 53% of UK wine drinkers say that concerns that low, no alcohol wines are highly processed puts them off drinking them more often? So all that processing, there's an element, again, of distrust. Don't forget, consumers are really distrustful and cynical about so much right now, including this. This partners with this, okay? So 59% of German 18 to 44s would like to know more about how alcohol is removed. Some brands, you know, some wines are actually talking about this, as you can see in my example there, talking about how you get that naturally lower alcohol content. But consumers are really distrustful. They want that evidence. They want it to be transparent. Now, my message to you is coffee has gone through exactly the same problem. They're a few years ahead of this. The decaffeinated coffee business is booming in many parts of the world. And they've had to work really hard to explain to consumers how they've removed the caffeine in a relatable, entertaining, and accurate way. So, yeah. My message is check out how the decaf coffee guys have explained this process in an engaging way. Finally, packaging. Right now, consumers want to express themselves, express their identity, not be seen as part of some big algorithm experiment, AI everywhere, that kind of thing. Especially young consumers. They want to express themselves by their brand they're using. They're really rewarding brands that mirror, that they want to be seen as an individual, that you've got your own values, that kind of thing. So many more collaborations are coming through with kind of alternative in soft drinks, like partnering with Nike or food brands, because these brands are looking to adjacent brands like Nike to kind of demonstrate their character, their own brand character. If you like Nike, you'll like my brand of soda. Now, in soft drinks, design is a reflection of personality. In Germany, 62% of Gen Zs who drink CSDs say that they believe their choice of CSD says a lot about their personality. That is really high. So that drink brand, that can, that bottle, that brand that you're holding, we're in such a world now where that is a reflection of your personality. There's a lot of soft drinks guys are leveraging this. Aligning you, female empowerment, super successful energy drink brand, probably going to come to Europe. Political affiliations as well. Palestine drinks, Gaza Cola, all taking share from Coca-Cola in Europe and around the world because they are supporting the Gaza relief and charities. And then, yeah, simply biohacking, performance energy drinks. I'm really serious about my health. I'm busy all the time. Look at me. I'm great. All an expression of their personality and identity. What does this mean for wine? The imagery, the expression, the brand character that your packaging really conveys is so important. 51% of US wine drinkers often choose wine to purchase based on the look of the label or the bottle shape. But that jumps to 68% of 22 to 44s. That is so high. The design really matters. And look how it drops among over 55s who don't really give a crap what it looks like, okay? They care about what's inside more. So, can the label, can the can design evolve from being about the contents to more being about the drinker and the drinker's identity and being that kind of reflection? You've just got to look at Winey Baby, bought by Gallo last year, as kind of proof of that. Yes, that is America, kind of a different ground, but I still think that's a really interesting inspiration. Quite a few aluminium bottles out here, and yeah, we know my friends at Vinca keep telling me how they're being successful with their aluminium bottles. Europe's first fully recyclable aluminium bottle, they say, also being used as a hip kind of water replacement bottle, that kind of thing. Same thing in bottled water at the moment. A lot of brands going from plastic into aluminium bottles because that kind of printing technology has really improved over the past few years. And aluminium is naturally brighter than glass as well. It shines off the shop shelves. But my point is with this, look at what bottled water is doing with these aluminium bottles in terms of limited editions and customization, because that's very inspirational in terms of conveying your brand character. It's all a lot more cost efficient as well. Nearly done. Juice shots. Now, the juice market, the juice industry is absolutely going down the toilet because people are drinking less juice. They love juice. They don't want the volume of it, so they're investing in small shots. Doing so well. A life raft for the juice industry. We also see huge interest in smaller wine formats and smaller formats for wine. Look at that. Across Europe, I would like to see more wine offered in single-serve formats, really high among 18 to 34s. Similar for spirits as well. There seems to be some spirits brands doing really well with these mini, 5cl bottles as gifting, but also portion control as well. Don't forget about GLP-1s. Ultimately, to sum up, soft drinks have been really quick to look to other categories to offer modern, innovative solutions, whether it's juice and skincare, you know, but maybe wine and spirits can learn from that. Right, now I'm going to acknowledge what you guys are doing much better than soft drinks. I'm going to be really quick. Where you cannot compete, soft drinks. There are certain precious qualities where soft drinks cannot compete, especially around heritage, right? With wine and spirits. Natural aging and time as ingredient. Handcrafted production. Around sustainability. Authentic association with the precious land. In future, we know consumers care more about sustainability when they suffer from it. Look at that stat. That's only become more important. Soft drink, Coca-Cola can't do this. Hasn't got that association with the soil and the sky. The ritual, the ceremony, the connection, the precious sharing moment, that can be elevated by banishing elitism and celebrating inclusivity. More free whiskey tasting at my local whiskey bar in Brighton. Super cool. Check these guys out afterwards. So, to summarize, Anya, flavor, what did I say? Sweetness is reassuring, but it must be interesting. Tropical has to have an edge. Build that emotional connection via transportive flavors and transportive aromas. Monitor how soft drinks smooth the path for new exotic flavor trends. Relaxation, so powerful as a need state. Soft drinks are struggling with it as well, but they're getting around it. Learn from soft drinks how they're adapting to GLP-1s. Be transparent. Look to coffee about that de-alcoholizing. And then packaging. Pack design, extension of your personality. Aluminium bottle innovation, soaring in bottled water. Give me 10 seconds. Final quote. This is positive. Emerging generations are craving real life experiences. Community is trending, and so are hobbies like mahjong. And there is no greater conduit to connection than wine. As emerging generations grow fatigued of the digital revolution, they are discovering the beauty of putting screens down and living life face to face. So let's be ready to welcome them when they turn to wine in these moments of gathering. Jess Drury told me that last week, and I thought that's a good way to finish this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This was really through this soft drink world. So do you think wine is too much competing with other wines than with other categories like soft drinks?
Yeah, I am not a wine expert, but from what I can see from outside, hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The way it's going and what we see with what Gen Z wants differently, yeah.
Okay, so are there questions from the audience?
If not, find me later. I'll be along the side, or my colleague Yvonne. Wave, Yvonne. Yeah, just find us and we can give you so much more detail on all of this.
So, any questions from anyone here? No, I don't see one. So let me ask you something. You're not a wine expert, but anyhow, I would like to ask. Do you think wine is sometimes too conservative when it comes to flavor?
Not as much as it was. No, I think the more kind of the tasting notes seem to be more relatable and accessible. But I think we just need to look at what the big flavors are that are impacting consumers in food and out of wine to know which buttons to press, like what is going to resonate most by way of association. It's all about comparisons and association.
Mm-hmm. And if you talk about non-alcoholic wines, there it would be easier to add things. So did you look into that category as well? What non-alcoholic wines could do to improve
the flavor? Yeah. I think, as I said, interesting versions of sweet and something, but sweet at the moment. Not obviously sweet, but an element of sweet is the gateway. It has to be reassuring. We're in a cost of living crisis. People are not spending as much money on this stuff as before, so they need to have that element of, it needs to sound appealing, but they almost need to be reassured. So sweet and what?
Okay, great. And do you think you made at the end, you made this thing about origin, craftsmanship, rituals, wineries, soil, all that.
Yeah.
Should we stop and not copy? Should we be careful not copy too much from the other industries, not to lose our own identity?
Absolutely. I think this is something that, like I said, wine and spirits, alcohol does better than soft drinks, is creating those in-home moments of connection. In-home, social. We've got data to show that people are hosting in-home events, parties, dinner parties, call them what you want, more and more each year. And this is definitely where alcohol can play more, is competing more than soft drinks to build those moments of connection. It's more of a momentous occasion. Yeah, like Jess Drury said.
Okay, so after half an hour, one piece of advice, the one thing you should take out of this, what would it be?
Oh my God.
I know.
Be positive. I think what's happening with the flavor boom in RTDs is almost acting like a gateway. It's looked to soft drinks, it's looked to those flavors. I think there's real positivity. Buzzballs have shown it, and then it's about maintaining that audience and then leading them in that community to try other things. Mm-hmm. I think, yeah.
So
tough question.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Oh, there's another question, or we are, okay? There's a question?
Thank you. Just a nice presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
A quick question. You talk about escapism. And in wine, we talk a lot about tourism, wine tourism, in the sense that you go to a terroir, a region, physically, You travel there, you drink there, and then it's a sort of escapism, if you will.
Yeah.
While instead you were more talking about mental escapism.
Yeah.
In the sense, you drink an exotic drink and you think you are in the exotic place. Do you see this as a... How do you see this relationship?
Yeah,
You can talk about more.
I don't think enough young people know about agritourism and that element that you're talking about. I think it needs to be made more, I don't know, realistic for them to get involved with that, you know, for most people. But I think it's about the aroma more, I think, celebrating the aroma and inviting consumers using that on-pack QR codes, social media. Can you detect that element of that landscape on that coast where the vineyard was or something like that? You know, inviting to build that bridge from your brand, your labeling, your social media, Instagram, to that physical moment that you're talking about, that they're experiencing during that moment of drinking. I know that there's more interest and more popularity from visiting vineyards, agritourism. And again, soft drinks can't compete with that. But it just needs, more people need to know about it. I just don't think it's well known enough. Sorry, my brain's frazzled.
Okay, so thank you very much.
We'll talk
Thank
after.
you very much to you.
Welcome.
It was really great and inspiring.